I woke up early in the morning with a melodious chirping of the sparrows. Outside the window, the sun's dim rays were glittering every corner of the beautiful town. People were out for a morning walk, and their pets were running and playing on the streets. I was so excited about the plans our friends had made for this weekend. We had decided to set a camp in the forest near a beautiful lake across the countryside. I was very excited to embark on this sizzling journey. I immediately got up and took a shower. After having my breakfast, I went into the living room of my house. I called my friends Harry and James. I asked them about the time to set out on the journey. After a long discussion, we decided that we would depart after lunch. I packed my luggage and the camping materials. After lunch, I took out my car and drove to my friend's house. First, I picked Harry, and then we went to James's house. After picking up James, we headed towards the most beautiful lake in the forest. Harry was so excited as he had never witnessed such a beautiful place in a long time. After a 5-hour hectic drive, we finally reached our destination. It was a beautiful piece of land on one side of the forest with a beautiful lake. We searched for the most suitable spot, and we placed our camp there. It was late at night, and we decided to cook our dinner. We lit a fire, and we prepared our dinner. But as time passed, the silence in the environment became a little bit disturbing, as we were all alone in this huge forest and away from our homes and any help. James became so anxious that he went into the camp to sleep. Harry also went into the camp. While I was outside, I felt that someone was calling my name, but I ignored the incident as my mere misconception. I also went to the camp to sleep. Then what happened shook me from head to toe. I woke up in an unfamiliar and horrifying place. James and Harry were also with me. We were shocked to see that it was not the place where we placed our camp and slept. Panic started to surge throughout our bodies. James slapped himself hard and started to scream, "Is this a dream? Is this a dream?" But to my shock, it was not. We were in an abandoned maze. The long walls of the maze towered sky high. It gave us a feeling that we were trapped in hell and there was no way out. I mustered up courage as I had to be strong enough so that my friends and I could get out of this nightmare. With every passing minute, the darkness grew thicker and thicker. We started to move so that we could find a way out. As we were advancing towards one side of the maze, James stuck his foot in a trap. That trap was not less than an axe. It cut James's foot and left him to bleed. I was about to lose my senses after this horrific scene. We stopped Harry's bleeding and applied a bandage on it. James, while crying, said, "It's a death pit, and we are not going to get out of here alive." I put Harry's arm on my shoulder and started to move. James lost his mind and started to run aimlessly through the maze. We tried to hold him, but he was nowhere. As we continued to navigate the maze to find James, we realized that we were not alone here. We saw strange shadows moving in this death pit. Suddenly, we heard James scream. We hurriedly headed towards the place from where it came, and we were thrilled by fear when we saw that there was James' torn clothes all over the place. But there was no sign of James. We ran as fast as I could to get out of this nightmare. As we were running, the walls of the maze started to fall behind us as they were supposed to crush us beneath it. But we continued to run for our lives. After a few minutes, we saw a morning light coming from one side of the maze. We ran towards it and we took a sigh of relief when we came to know that we were out of that maze. The walls of the maze had collapsed in an attempt to kill us, but there was no sign of James. We mourned and cried that it was the most stupid decision of our life to come here. I hurriedly started the car and fled away from that death valley. While on our way back to our homes, I and Harry, while our bodies shivering, could not believe that we had lost our beloved friend in that death maze. This incident surely will haunt us for the rest of our lives, but the loss of our friend made us so disturbed that we never lived our lives the same way again, and perhaps we never will.